Have you ever found out the person you trusted most was lying to you? I died on my 30th birthday. When I opened my eyes, I was in my old bedroom, and I was 18 years old again. My heart was pounding. I looked at the calendar. The date was 10 years in the past. But the worst part was not the time travel. The worst part was the person sitting next to my bed, smiling. It was him. The man who poisoned my birthday cake. The man who killed me. He was now my new neighbor, and he said, "Good morning, Astrid. Did you sleep well?" I remembered everything from my first life. I knew his secret. I knew he wanted my family's fortune. But in this life, he did not know that I knew. He thought I was just a stupid, innocent girl. This time, I will not be his victim. My name is Astrid. In my first life, my family was very rich. We lived in a huge mansion with a beautiful garden and a grand ballroom. My father was the heir to a great fortune. I was an only child. Everyone said I was lucky. But I was not lucky in love. I married a man named Eric. He was handsome and charming. Everyone in our small town loved him. But I found out the truth too late. Eric was not who he said he was. He had a secret plan to get my family's money. On my 30th birthday, he poisoned my cake. I died in my own dining room, under the crystal chandelier. The last thing I saw was his cold smile. Now, I am 18 again. Eric is the boy next door. He is also 18. He has dark hair and a handsome face. He is always polite to my parents. He helps the butler with the groceries. He walks in the garden with me. He tells me I am pretty. In my first life, I fell in love with him at this age. But now, I see the lie behind his smile. I see the greed in his eyes. He is planning to get close to my family. He is planning to destroy us. I must stop him. But I must be smart. If I tell my parents the truth, they will not believe me. They will think I am crazy. So I pretend. I smile at him. I act like the foolish girl he thinks I am. But inside, I am planning my revenge. Every night, I sit in the library and write down everything I remember. Every lie he told. Every secret I know. One day, I found a letter in his garden. It was from his real father. It said, "Get the girl. Get the fortune. Then we are rich." This was the proof I needed. But he saw me reading it. His smile disappeared. "Astrid," he said softly, "what are you doing?" I quickly hid the letter behind my back. "Nothing," I said, trying to sound normal. "Just looking at the flowers." Eric walked closer. His eyes were sharp. He was not the friendly boy everyone saw. He was a hunter. "Let me see," he said, reaching for my hand. I stepped back. "It is just a piece of old paper," I lied. "From the library." He stared at me for a long moment. Then, he smiled again. But this smile was different. It was cold. "Okay," he said. "But be careful in the garden. There are snakes." I knew he was not talking about real snakes. The next week, my parents planned a big party in the ballroom. It was for my father's birthday. Many important people were coming. Eric's family was invited too. I knew this was his chance. In my first life, this was the night he first kissed me. He took me to the dark corner of the garden. He told me I was the only one for me. I believed every word. That kiss was the start of my end. I had to change the story. On the night of the party, I wore a blue dress. The chandelier in the ballroom was shining. Music was playing. Eric found me near the library. "You look beautiful," he whispered. He took my hand and led me outside, to the garden. My heart was beating fast. I was scared, but I was ready. In the shadows, he leaned in to kiss me. But this time, I did not let him. I pushed him away. "I know what you are doing," I said. His face changed. The charming mask fell off. "What are you talking about?" he asked, his voice hard. "I read the letter, Eric," I said. "I know about your plan. I know about the fortune." He grabbed my arm tightly. It hurt. "You are making a big mistake," he growled. Suddenly, we heard footsteps. It was my father's butler. Eric let go of my arm instantly and smiled. Astrid was feeling dizzy, he told the butler. I was just helping her. The butler looked at me. I wanted to scream the truth. But I was afraid. If Eric knew I remembered my first life, would he kill me sooner? I did not sleep that night. I knew Eric would not stop. He was desperate. He needed our money. His real father was a poor, angry man who used his son as a tool. In my first life, I never knew this. I just saw a charming husband. Now, I saw the truth. I had to protect my family. But how? I started to act. I told my father I did not trust Eric. My father laughed. "He is a good boy from a good family," he said. "You are just a nervous girl." I felt hopeless. Nobody believed me. But I had one advantage, my memory. I knew every move Eric would make. I knew he would try to get into the family business. I knew he would try to get my father to sign papers giving him control. So I went to the library. I found my father's important papers. I hid them. Then, I waited. 2 days later, Eric came to the house. He asked to see my father in the study. He had documents for him to sign. "Just some business papers," he said with a smile. My father was ready to sign. But the papers were gone. Eric's smile vanished. He looked at me. I looked back at him. I did not smile. I did not look away. For the first time, he saw that I was not a scared girl. I was his enemy. He left the house angry. That evening, he called me. "You think you are smart," he said on the phone. "You think you can stop me? I will get what I want, Astrid. One way or another." I was shaking. But I had a plan. The next day, I went to the police. I showed them the letter from his father. I told them everything. They listened. They investigated. They found out Eric and his father had done this before, to another family. The truth came out. Eric was arrested. He was taken away from our town in a police car. As the car drove away, he looked at me through the window. His eyes were full of hate. But I was not afraid anymore. I had rewritten my fate. I had survived. I stood in the garden of our mansion, watching the police car disappear. My father came and put his arm around me. "You saved us," he said quietly. "I am sorry I did not believe you." I leaned my head on his shoulder. I was tired, but I was alive. In my first life, I trusted the wrong person and paid with my death. In this second life, I used my knowledge to change everything. The most important thing I learned is this: trust is a gift. Do not give it to everyone. Listen to your heart when it tells you something is wrong. And if someone hurts you once, believe they will do it again. I got a second chance. Not everyone gets that. But everyone can choose to see the truth, even when it is hard. My story is proof that the past does not have to be the future. You can be strong. You can fight back. You can write your own ending.